There are things architects don't say, not because they don't know them, but because saying them would disturb the fragile balance that keeps the profession standing. Architecture, as it's taught, rewards eloquence, but punishes honesty. We built a language of style and sustainability, yet behind it, silence. Silence about authorship, silence about labour, silence about fatigue, silence about the very ground we build upon. When I began designing tiles, I thought I was simply working with surfaces. Now I realize that every surface conceals a silence, and that to design well is first to listen. The first silence is authorship. Most architects no longer design materials, they specify them. The catalogue, the brand rep, the showroom visit, these have replaced the studio experiment, the sketch of invention. Somewhere along the line, the architect stopped being a maker. The creative act was outsourced to suppliers. The material imagination industrialized. Authorship died quietly, not through censorship, but through convenience. Design became a form of assembly, and the drawing set a collection of others' decisions. We celebrate the culture of collaboration, but collaboration without authorship is imitation. It produces buildings that look competent but feel empty, like a sentence written by a committee. The next silence is compromise, and it hides in plain sight. We talk about design intent, but the real architect, the invisible one, is the budget. Value engineering redraws every plan, erases every risk, and edits out whatever might have made the project memorable. In the end, the public sees beauty, but the architect remembers what was removed. To speak of money openly in architecture feels impolite, as though truth would cheapen the dream. But it is money, not form, that defines our era. Our buildings are designed not to last centuries, but to return profit within a decade. And so our cities have become marketplaces of substitution. Durability replaced by decor. Meaning replaced by marketing. Another silence lives in the image. We no longer build for people, we build for photographs. The camera has become architecture's real client. Every new project competes not with its neighbor, but with the algorithm. The building must be photogenic, not profound. Light is staged, not felt. Even sincerity has become performative. Our obsession with minimalism has turned into aesthetic puritanism, a denial of complexity masquerading as clarity. But architecture is not purity. It is negotiation between matter and weather, gravity and grace. When we design only for spectacle, we deny buildings their inner life, their capacity to age, to hold memory, to bear witness. Then there is the silence of craft. We talk endlessly about detailing, yet few architects touch the materials they specify. We speak of construction, but rarely visit sites. The tradesperson understands what the architect only imagines. But our culture keeps them separate, one intellectual and one manual. It's a hierarchy built on fear of humility. In truth, every builder carries a deeper knowledge of architecture's body. They know how concrete cures in humidity, how stone fractures along its grain. If we listen more to them, our buildings would gain patience. If we built with them, they would gain soul. Sustainability, the profession's favorite performance. We talk about carbon footprints and circular economies while producing more product lines than ever. We install green finishes on demolition rubble. True sustainability is not certification, it's restraint. It's knowing when not to build, when to restore, when to wait. But restraints doesn't photograph well. It doesn't win awards. And so we brand excess as ecology and sleep soundly under LED light. Bruno Latour once said that modernity began when we separated nature from culture. Perhaps design's renewal will begin when we unite them again. When we see every tile, every surface as part of the planet's biography, not its decoration. There is also the silence of labor. Every project, every vision is carried on the backs of people. The apprentices working unpaid hours, the builders bending rebar in the heat, the tiler whose hands outlast every trend. We hide this reality behind glamour. The magazine spread never shows exhaustion. The lunch party never mentions debt. Architecture has become a system of invisible labor, mental, physical, emotional, and yet we call it creativity, as though the word could absolve the cost. If design is to regain dignity, it must first acknowledge everyone who builds its beauty. The fatigue of architects is another unspoken thing. The profession runs on overworked and underpayment, on the myth that burnout is passion. We idolize those who sacrifice themselves for form, but ignore the interior despair of those who leave. There's a moral dissonance that creeps in when the thing you love begins to harm you, when the dream of design becomes its own exhaustion. No one speaks of this publicly because exhaustion is mistaken for devotion. But architecture's greatest danger isn't irrelevance. It's indifference born of fatigue. Every demolition is an act of amnesia. Cities forget faster than they grow. We call it progress, but it's really erasure. The unseen deletion of history to make room for novelty. The materials remember, even if we don't. Stone holds the shadow of every hand that touched it. Porcelain recalls the pressure of fire that made it. When we discard materials as trends, we discard memory itself. This is where I began to understand that surfaces are not decoration. They are evidence. Each relief, each grain is an archive of pressure, time, and touch. And that's when plonc.studio began to take shape, not as a supplier, but as an author of memory. The last silence is taste. Australia still builds through borrowed vocabularies. European minimalism, Japanese restraint, American luxury. We have not yet found our own geology of design. Taste here is inherited, not evolved. And so we keep repeating the same surfaces while standing on one of the oldest surfaces on earth. To design authentically in this country is not to imitate the global. It is to interpret the local, to translate stone into story. The land doesn't need us to beautify it. It needs us to remember it. These are the silences of design: authorship, compromise, spectacle, craft, greenwash, labor, fatigue, memory and taste. They are not problems of form. They are failures of conscience. Plonc.studio exists to unsilence them, to restore authorship to matter and conscience to construction. We don't build factories of tiles. We build philosophies of surface. Each tile, each relief is an argument that material can think and that design can remember. Intra-tile architecture is not a theory. It's an ethics of touch, a way of building where geology becomes grammar and every surface speaks. We're not designing trends. We are designing time. Because the future of architecture will not begin with a form, it will begin with a voice. Unhurried, enduring, and finally willing to say what others won't. Plonc.